on the 15th of December 2023, my contract finished where I was working. I'd been working there for nearly 7 years. And for me, I thought that, I was just going to get something quickly. I didn't realize that I was about to start a journey. I'd been looking even before the contract ended. There wasn't anything to apply for. And then when the job started to come in the new year and I applied, I was just getting rejections. I started to apply for jobs that were 1 level down, 2 levels down, and I was basically getting rejected. Another thing that was difficult was getting through the AI system. So I would apply for a job on Saturday, and by Sunday morning, I would get a rejection. It was just really discouraging. And then all of a sudden, I started to get interviews. But then I started to notice a trend. All the final interviews got cancelled. So I would go through the first stage, the second stage, the third stage. And when I get to stage number 4, they will call me on the day of the interview, or they will email me to say they're going to postpone the interview, and they won't give me a reason. They would say, we'll get back to you to reschedule. And that was it. I never heard back. Another trend that I noticed was, it would be between me and someone. They would tell me it's going to be you. We like your experience. Your CV is amazing. You performed very well. And then at the last minute, they will go for the other person. There was one occasion where they said to me that, it's good. We're definitely going to give you this job. And then the day they promised to get back to me for the decision, they said, on the day of your interview, the company was also interviewing in America. And we decided to go with the American person. So I said, well, so how come you didn't know which country you wanted to place the role? They said they were not aware the interview in America was happening. This went on the whole of 2024, the whole of 2025 until we got to November. Just to kind of make ends meet, I also trained as a clinician, so I have phlebotomy skills. I decided to go and help out in a private clinic. They were paying me minimum wage, £12.11. It was not set in stone. He could call me in the morning and say, can you come at 11 o'clock? And basically that was how I was just trying to get some money. Every time I submitted my hours, he would change it. He would say things like, I don't agree with these hours that you've submitted, even though we had record of it. And he will pay me less. To be honest, I never fought the guy because I was so exhausted from where I found myself. Working as a phlebotomist for minimum wage was taking me back 30 years. So I was very heartbroken at being in that position. November 2025, I got a call from a guy who said, I found you on LinkedIn and I've got a job for you. Can you send me your CV? Your LinkedIn profile looks amazing. To be honest, I just felt like I don't want to do this. But anyway, I sent it because you can't be praying for a job and not apply. So about 2 weeks after, he gave me a call and he said, they really like you and they'd like to interview you. So I went for the interview. I tried to block my heart from desiring the job. I just didn't want to face any rejection anymore. At the final interview, I logged into Teams to attend the interview. I normally would dial in maybe about 10 minutes early and I would just wait for them to come on. I'll be praying. And the guy was already on the screen. And I was so confused. And he said, did you have technical issues? And I said, no, not really. I tried to dial in like 2 minutes earlier. It was a bit slow, but and I was thinking, it's not yet time. And he goes, well, this interview was half an hour ago, so I'm sorry, I can't proceed. First thing I did was to check my phone. Did I get it wrong? Or, so I said to him, I'm looking at the email, and the email is saying it's 3:30. This guy is based in the US. And he said, no, my time is saying it's 3 o'clock, your time. So the agency basically told us different times. Now, what was interesting is that, Antinike, who attends church here, she had asked me about that interview and she said, is it male or female, this person interviewing you? And I said, I actually don't know because I think I was just too tired and I was scared because it was the last interview. I didn't want to be hopeful. And then she said, maybe check him up. So I did, and he came up as a guy and she just prayed with me. And she said, this guy is going to show you kindness at the interview. I thought, because it's the last one, he probably is going to make the decision. He can make or break, this job. So maybe that's the kindness. But I realized that the kindness was really the fact that the guy waited 30 minutes without me showing up. Then is now deciding that he's going to invite me again at 5 o'clock. So he said, give me your personal email. I won't go back to the agency. Let's just sort it out between ourselves. I sent him my email address and then he sent me an invite for 5 o'clock. I kid you not, when the guy dialed off, I just went to lie down because I could not believe that had happened. And then again, I was afraid. The interview has not taken place. What if this guy changes his mind? I was still scared. At 5 o'clock, I got ready, went to the room, and the guy was there. I was very pleased. We carried on with the interview. It finished. I believe it went well. And then about a week or so, I got a call from the agency and he said, I've got good and bad news. I was thinking, oh my God. He said to me, yes, they really, really like you. But today, they decided to freeze recruitment. So nobody can be recruited into the company anymore. And I just thought, I can't believe this. Not after all the interviews, not after everything. Why would I be brought to this stage only for them to freeze recruitment? So I said to him, so when I went through all the previous interviews, did they know that they didn't have the capacity to recruit? He said, no, it just happened today. So they want me to tell you that they really like you. So you can take this as a verbal offer and let's wait and see. They're going to go up to the highest person to try and get approval to employ you. I said, okay. So we'll carry on praying. I waited with a lot of trepidation. I wasn't really able to sleep, to be honest. And then, a few weeks down the line, I got a call and I was told that the boss at the top had approved the role and I would be employed. I felt all of a sudden a massive weight being lifted off my shoulders and I slept. When I woke up, Wale came into the room and I had to ask him that, have I been sleeping all day? Am I dreaming? Did I get a job? And he said, of course you got a job. So I think for me, I am really like them that dream. When the Lord indeed turned the captivity of Funmi around, she was like them that dream. And I still am dreaming. I just want to give God all the glory. I want to thank him for showing me mercy. I know it was an attack and I know that there was so much that the enemy could have stolen. I mean, we went through a period where our house was going to be repossessed. We had a court date and they told us 30 days from when that court date is, we have to move out of our house. And I know that the only thing Wale and I did was we said to God, we have an altar in this house. Are you going to let them take the altar? God paid the mortgage arrears and he has kept us in that house. I really just want to give God all the glory. The Bible says he watches over his word to see that it is performed. You just stay knowing that God is faithful and he can and he will do it. And I pray that this testimony blesses and encourages you to believe and to stand, knowing that the God that you serve is kind.